You're probably not going to like this video if you're Brazilian, or a fan of Fallen, or a fan of Hooksy, or Polish. The list's too big. This is Thorin's YouTube channel.
Right now, Gamer Supps has their special 21% off sale using my code Thorin, Thorin, site-wide on everything they have. So you can have delicious Gamer Supps itself. Here's a pretty nice flavour. Acid Rain, it's actually sour peach rings. How about, I'll recommend some other ones I don't often mention. Anime Girl Fi, it's a provocative name. It's actually Orange Dreamsicle, if you enjoy that flavour of sort of popsicle with that thing. Goof Juice, which is strawberry and kiwi, which actually pairs together surprisingly well. They've also got their AFK blend, which helps promote sleep because it's got magnesium in it, which aids it. And then it's got something called apigenin, which is apparently has potential sedative effects and promotes the body's release of melatonin. It does not actually contain melatonin itself, I believe, just promotes it endogenously, I think is what the term is. Now, you can get that 21% off right up until Friday, the 28th of February, when the sale will end at 8 p.m. CET/2 p.m. EST. Great time to stock up on anything on the GameSupps store. 21% off using the code Thorin at gamesupps.gg. Now, the respect double standard is something that seems to just go through the entire industry of esports as an absurd, hypocritical sort of thread that just connects seemingly all levels of the stratosphere of the industry. So when it comes to pro players, the people who play the games, who are the big figures that we're all watching, we're all orbiting around to some degree and charting their careers, commenting on their careers, helping their careers, criticising their careers, supporting their careers. Sometimes, obviously, some people are players themselves and teammates and coaches and all the rest of it. There's this weird notion that because they're really good at the game, they're like demigods who are untouchable and are somehow sacred, and you're some profane heathen who can't even speak to them. So there's this weird thing where they're allowed to trash you and trash your work and be rude to you, but you can't say anything back to them. You must respect them. They are pro players. You must respect them. So consider this for a second. How can it be that someone could be an 18-year-old nobody, who might not even be a top player, by the way, have accomplished anything? They might just be an 18-year-old pro player who simply played and lost a few games in the LEC or at the bottom of Tier 1 Counter-Strike lands, but somehow you, in this case me, you can never become, a respected figure, accomplished professional, industry legend, an elder figure within the space who's helped many, many people, who's built many, many things, who's contributed a lot to the scene, who's actually directly contributed to the success and indirectly of pro players and the space itself. No, you somehow never earn your respect through your actions and what you've built, but they get it whether they've done nothing with their actions and built nothing whatsoever. And the worst thing about this is they always default back to this. It always starts with like, I'm just going to talk shit. I am just trash talking and bantering. But then magically they think they're the little kid in the playground who gets to set the rules of what everyone's doing in the game. And so somehow they get to decide what's trash talk and how far it's allowed to go and whether you're allowed to trash talk back, or even better, like, you've gone too far now. It's like, who are you? Simon Says. That one of the worst things about this is when you trash talk like that and give off this like swag or act tough, you are giving off the impression of sort of like, sticks and stones may break my bones, but words will never hurt me. It bounces off me and back on me. You are rubber. I am rubber. You are glue. It bounces off me and it sticks to you. And yet all of a sudden, once you strike back with a little bit of trash talk or banter or shot across the bow, they just turn into a bunch of whining little whores, just crying because they lost their Barbie. Like, I'm game to banter. I don't know if you've noticed that. I don't know if you've followed my whole career or ever seen me on a desk. If you want to talk shit, you want to banter with someone and use playful aspects of their career and personality, I'm your huckleberry. I'm the dude to come see. But I'll tell you what, either one, understand it's WWE, maybe even send me a DM, we can have some fun with it like I have with a certain Lithuanian player in Counter-Strike. Or understand that if you do it, you're going to war like Nuke from BDS. So don't start crying and make it like I have to surrender because you're losing the war and you don't like the casualties figuratively. You're taking on your side. Which is it? Are we just shit posting? It's just Twitter and not that serious when you fire someone off and just kidding. Can't you take a joke? Or are you getting your feelings hurt and now you can't take a joke? Now you're the one who goes, this is unprofessional. This is abuse. What you're doing to me. Then let's just go to the fans. We're always going to take... Don't worry, I'm always going to be that wrestling heel that turns around and goes, and fuck all of your degenerates in this arena as well. They are themselves Right? Let's just ask this about fans. Why the fuck would anyone have to respect a fan by default before they've done or said anything? What the fuck have they ever done in this space? They're literally just people filling not even the cheap seats. It's free. They don't even contribute anything to this space. They watch my videos for free. They get to see social media for free. They get to see talk shows for free. It's all free. They're, by definition, not the ones who've built anything. Maybe enough of them coming along is necessary to push things to a certain scale, but they absolutely weren't there when there was no money. They weren't there when it was coming up on the way. And by the way, they won't be there tomorrow if they're not interested. They always do it for their own selfish transactional reasons, which is totally fine, but then don't pretend like you're just doing it to help all of us and we'd be nothing without you. No, here's the difference. If I didn't exist, none of the shit that I've done would ever impact the scene. If you didn't exist, 99% of it would still exist. In fact, there might even be a cool guy in your place. Who knows? So another thing about fans is they also just talk such a big game with trash talk and replies, but then the second you quote tweet them or clap back or ratio them, they fold faster than Superman on fucking laundry day. So the worst thing about this whole thing of like, we can trash talk, but then not beyond that, hey, you must respect me. Wow, you are being disrespectful and unprofessional. It's like the philosophy or ideology of the school mom just scolding you. It's just some commie bullshit. Like, everyone deserves to be loved and respected. Wrong. Survey says no. That has never been true in human history. It will never be true politically. It will never be true socially. It will never be true financially. The only context in which that is sort of true is maybe if you say, by whom? Now, maybe you are unconditionally loved by your mother. Respected by her. I would just say, I think you've got a lot to learn about women. If you think people that they love are always the same as people that they respect, that can be quite a different overlap in the Venn diagram. So when they say that whole thing, everyone deserves to be loved and respected. No. And here's why I know that is not even something anyone actually thinks. Or they think it in the moment, but just look at the same person who says that and what respect and love they show to the people they're complaining about or were their political opponents or just undesirables in society they don't like or people they think shouldn't be given power. All of a sudden, that love and respect thing just goes right out the window. That empathy, that compassion, straight out the window, and out come the fucking claws and the sharp daggers, and they're just going to work too. It's just a political tactic to basically say, shut up and let me just fire all the shots. I get to determine what's a point and what's not. I'm the referee, even though I'm also competing on the field of battle. So when it comes to respect, understand this principle. It will get you far in life. Respect is earned. You have to do something worthy of respect, no matter what relationship you're talking about. If you think people just respect you by default, you are very much mistaken. And the moment you do things that are no longer worthy of respect, you will start to learn the lesson the hard way. Now, here's another problem. It's the folly of youth. I get it. I used to be young once upon a time also, and also think silly things about people who are industry veterans, etc. The problem goes like this. Because society tells a young person the day they turn 18, you are now an adult. You are responsible. You are now equal to all other adults in the world. No, again, that's some commie bullshit. You don't come close to being equal the day you turn 18. You start at zero, pal, to earn that love and respect. And the rest of us who banked a bunch of love and respect, we're ahead of you. Just like financially and socially and politically and in terms of business and in terms of everything in our careers, we're ahead of you. And you have to understand that. And if you come into this game thinking you're already at the top, you are also going to have a very, very hard life. As Blade famously said in the fabulous 90s movie, some motherfuckers always try to ice skate uphill. Here's the thing. I said it before, I'll say it again. I am esports. We built this shit, not you. We maintain this shit, not you. You just live here. You're a fucking tourist for now until you do something worthy of earning a spot here. And when I'm saying something to you that isn't trash talk or banter, understand that might be wisdom. That might come from experience. Maybe I've actually gone through some of the things in this industry. Maybe I know that player behind the scenes or what it's like to work with players and coaches. And I understand the psychology of players from thousands of interviews and talk shows. Maybe I know the economics of how the industry work and how much it costs to put on an event, or whether actually they pay that talent fair price or he undercuts everyone else. Maybe I even know what fan groups are like and how they organise discords to mob people online, and how it's not just organically people who are just expressing their opinion and they happen to disagree. It's all astroturf to fuck through Reddit and all sorts of little goonies out there doing what they go. Maybe I just know things. So maybe when I'm spitting some wisdom, but you can't hear it because you're too busy talking and thinking you know it all, maybe you're in the wrong. In fact, you know what? Maybe you should start figuring out who you owe respect to in this industry before you ever dare rock up and demand respect of similar figures who've done, said, and been things you may never be and have not ever been so far. They say no man is an island. We all need people who've got our back. And supporting me and the content on my channel are the following people: Matt Pugnatio Rajcula, The Concept, Animosity, Banediesel, Ben Glass, Jasun, Jensen Goh, Tosh, Torin, and you know it. Always a special thanks goes up to my main man, Jerky's Minion. Do you want to ask a question for my video AMA? Do you want to take part in one of those lengthy discussions where I talk about whatever topics are on your mind? Do you want teasers, find out who the upcoming guests are, or maybe even to suggest a guest or a topic for my content? If any of those perks or others catch your fancy, well, put your money where your mouth is and join the Skrilluminati today, where? In the Patreon link in the description box below.